I love the fact that he is communicating, so no one is unsure of how he feels. We know how he feels.
You want another
Oh my God, I am here for Jasmine's mother, letting it be known that she knows what Aries is saying about her daughter, that he's not attracted to her. And oh my God, they finally had the home run. I'm so happy for Shaq and Kirsten. I really, really, really hope they make it. I really hope they make it. In my opinion, I remember in one of my reviews, I said they remind me of Vincent and Brianna, and I hope they make it. Anyway, hey there, thanks for stopping by. It's Valerie. Welcome to my channel. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Married at First Sight, Season 16, Episode 12. So I'm very happy with this episode, really, just because we got to see Dr. Pepper, and I love Dr. Pepper. I know a lot of people have been advocating for Dr. Viviana. I have a lot of issues with Dr. Viviana. I don't think she was a good expert, but anyway, so I'll review the couples and we'll see how we go. We start off with Nicole and Chris. Nicole and Chris, I think, in the experiment are the couple that's doing the best, and I think everyone is surprised. I think producers, experts, even viewers must be surprised given how much of a bridezilla Nicole was before she got married. So I like the fact that she's trying to sort of integrate her family in the sense that she's trying to sort of make sure that her dad is on board with Chris. I think her dad must have expressed concerns. This is why she got Chris and her dad to do the yoga session. They seem to be getting along very well. Their sit down with Dr. Pepper really didn't last that long. I don't know whether it's because there were no issues or whether they said, they were doing great, and maybe because they're doing so well and they seem to be the only promising couple. I think Dr. Pepper didn't want to start any chaos, or maybe the producers didn't find any juicy bits to sort of show the viewers, because I was really surprised that it was that short, even if they're doing amazing. Anyway, then Gina and Clint. Gina and Clint, in my opinion, are just there for the viewership and for the followers that they'll get after the show. That's just the impression that I'm getting, because I think they've come to an understanding that they'll never be a romantic couple as much as Clint is trying to push for it. And I think what they're trying to do is just stay on the show for as long as possible. I think the producers are scared that if they do allow them to sort of say we want a divorce, then they've only got 3 couples and they won't have enough sort of material to sort of run the whole 1.5 hours. This is the impression that I'm getting. They sat down with Dr. Pepper, and Gina was sort of saying, Clint was saying, I want to get to know Gina. I want to know who is Gina, what makes her tick. And Gina was like, well, I'm waiting for him to ask me. And so they're at this point whereby Gina is saying, I want to be asked, and Clint is saying, it's not an interview. I just want things to happen organically. It does make sense. It does make sense. It seems Clint is getting on very well with her dog, so it seems they're sort of spending more time together. But for them to be romantically involved, I don't think so. I think Gina was put off at the start of the marriage, or something happened after the wedding. Because at the wedding, she seemed excited with Clint, and then I don't know where the ginger comments came from. And then after that, it's just been downhill, and they sort of went downhill and then stopped themselves and were able to repair and sort of come to a friendship level. But I don't think their relationship will surpass a friendship. I think this is it for them. I know they're trying to do as much activities as possible. They were given the little question box to sort of ask each other questions, and yes, Gina was very forthcoming, but I think she's now more forthcoming just because she sees Clint as a friend. I don't think she sees Clint as a romantic partner. And Clint was saying, hearing Gina sort of discuss her life and how she grew up and how she came from a single parent family makes it easier for him to understand her in the long run. I think Clint's concern was that Gina had come onto the show for publicity for her salon, and I think explaining herself and sort of talking about her history and where she came from and how she came to be who she is. I think this is why Clint is sort of understanding her more. And I don't know whether that will be enough for them to, suddenly have this romantic spark. I don't think so. And then Jasmine and Aries. They're another couple that need a divorce. They're a couple that needs a divorce. And I think Jasmine is checked out because they did have a conversation, and it seems, I think, whatever Aries said on the 1 month anniversary, and him saying we're taking sex off the table, really showed Jasmine that she's really not that into her. And whether she went back and spoke to her family and they told her, protect yourself, I think this is why she's checked out. They did sit down with Dr. Pepper, and Dr. Pepper was sort of asking them questions. And you could see she was not in it. But I like the fact that one thing I like about Dr. Pepper is this: Dr. Pepper has a way of sort of asking thought-provoking questions and sort of getting people to see things from a different point of view. Because, like, when Jasmine was criticizing herself and sort of saying, I've done all the work, I've done this and I've done this, and I don't know what else I can do because my husband is not attracted to me. And Dr. Pepper was like, it's not a you problem, it's a him problem. He needs to sort out his issues. It's nothing to do with you. And this is good because Aries needs to understand that just because he doesn't find Jasmine attractive, that's not Jasmine's problem. That's his problem. He is the one who has unrealistic expectations. Um, and then they were given also the exercise to do, and you could tell she was checked out. She wasn't even giving answers. She wasn't even saying anything. I think the fact that he said he's not attracted to her and the way his cousin has gone on attacking her, and the fact that I have a feeling one of the producers must have told her what happened when Eris met up with his cousin and whatever the cousin said. And I think this is why she's not interested anymore. I think she's just counting the days. Um, Eris then sat down with Jasmine's mom. Jasmine's mom was trying to be politically correct, but you could tell she's not happy. She's not happy at all because she sort of hinted, that she likes the fact that Aries is open. She knows exactly, everybody knows what he's thinking. More or less to say, we know that he's not attracted to my daughter. He's told my daughter he's not attracted to her. My daughter has told me that this is what he said. And so we're not surprised. We're just expecting him to say no on decision day. It's just us buying time until decision day, and that's it. And I, I don't know. I don't know. I think there's more to a relationship than sex, yes, but still, Eris, it's too late for him to make the effort because he's made some of the nastiest remarks without meaning to offend Jasmine, and his cousin has done the same thing. And instead of him sort of trying to stand up for his wife and trying to sort of help build the relationship between his cousin and his wife, he has sort of taken a step back, and this is why Jasmine is in the situation that she's in my opinion. Um, and then Kirsten and Shaq. Kirsten and Shaq, for me, remind me of Brianna and Vincent. I wish and I pray that they somehow bring it together and sort of make it work. I like the fact that they were very homely, they were very decently dressed, they were very smart casual, like they were going to church or something. Anyway, made Dr. Pepper some cookies. They're really trying to be a domesticated couple. I think Kirsten has this idea of a marriage that she's trying to portray, and sadly, because she's not opening up, she's going to lose an amazing guy. I liked the fact that she was talking about her business and things she's trying to do, and she was asking Shaq for input, and Shaq was giving her ideas. I think this is what Pastor Carl saw when he sort of advocated for them to be matched. I think he saw them as a powerful couple together, as two people who are most likely to drive each other and push each other to be their best selves. And so um, I think Kirsten, these are the qualities that she's admiring or she's now seeing in Shaq. But the problem is she's made these comments about not being attracted to Shaq, not being attracted to Shaq. And so Shaq has sort of been turned off, and I think it has taken a lot of people trying to encourage him, because he even said when they sat down with Dr. Pepper had done her homework. She had done her homework. She knew what was going on with every couple. And he was sort of saying, I do give her a kiss on the forehead, and I do, the nice things for her. I try my best. But, one day I didn't kiss her on the forehead, and she sent me a message to say, why didn't you do it? I need this, blah, blah, blah. And so you can see that they are sort of, they are trying in their way. But the fact that the walls are still up with Kirsten, I think this is their biggest problem. And Dr. Pepper tried to address it and tried to sort of get Shaq to sort of be the man in the relationship. Because I think Kirsten said she's very protective of herself. She's used to doing things for herself. So she finds it very difficult to sort of lower her walls and stuff. And Dr. Pepper was able to sort of get them to open their eyes and see from each other's point of view, because when they went home, they still continued their conversation. And then Shaq had this body art thingy. Oh my god, I like how serious he is. He appears to be someone who, if he says to himself, I'm going to do this, he will do it. He will try his best to do it. And I wish Kirsten hadn't opened her mouth and criticized him at the start. I really wish they make it, because you could see, I think, him helping her with the logo for her company, him setting up this, I think, are the things that are sort of helping lower her walls. And the fact that she was open to kissing her, and he was very respectful, because even when he kissed her the first time, he asked her, do you want another one? And she said yes, and then he proceeded to do it. And so it was nice to see, them sort of connect in that way, and Kirsten not sort of be critical of their connection. Even with Dr. Pepper, um Shaq is the one who had to discuss their connection. She just sat there and kept quiet. I think because she listened last time when he said, every time I feel like I'm just sort of blindsided with comments about our connection. And I think this is why she held back and sat there and waited for him to answer. Um, I really hope they decide to give it a shot and continue with this connection, because they'll be very surprised with how much of a strong couple they'll be if they stay together. Because Kirsten and Shaq, for me, in my opinion, outside of the Kirsten's comments, are the most compatible couple that I've seen on this season anyway. And I hope Kirsten is able to see the qualities that Shaq brings to the table, just like Shaq is able to see the qualities that Kirsten brings to the table, and then they can hopefully say yes on decision day. But we'll see how that goes. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Bye everyone.